Welcome to this episode of Teenfluence. Today we'll be discussing friendship with blessing, exploring the importance of good friends, healthy friendships, and the kind of association that helps us become better.
Hello, everyone. My name is Precious, and welcome to yet another fantastic episode on Teenfluence. Yes, I'm not alone again today. I have with me. Please let's meet you.
Blessing.
Blessing. All right, we have Blessing with us live on the show. Remember that Teenfluence is that platform where we bring ideas, we talk about challenges that teenagers like Blessing here navigate, and then we look at proposition of how do they overcome these challenges. That's what this show is all about. If you are here to follow us, kindly do so right now and subscribe so that you can get to see more of our videos.
They have this type of energy that they are godly, like they are a Christian, and they also defend their friends. They don't mingle with others because in SS1, when I was in SS1, they were this group. They like to leave school. If they leave school, they will go to hotel
Wow.
to go and
Even an SS1 student.
yes, to
Wow.
go and lodge.
Really?
Those
SS1 student.
yes, SS1.
Wow.
So when I observe them, my own friends, they don't mingle with them. Instead, they say that they try to scold them that what you guys are doing is not really good. Though. If we're not supposed to be, leaving school and going to hotel to lodge. And
Speaking about lodge, when they go to lodge, is there maybe some man that lodge them or they just go and
like
lodge?
if some boys, from
Oh,
what I
wow.
noticed, some boys that are outside the school, they'll wait for them when school has closed.
Wow.
Yes, then they'll pack themselves and go to the hotel to lodge.
Really? Wow. SS1 student?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, well, that's something I wish we could talk about, but because of the streamline of the theme of that discussion, we won't just get into that yet. All right, so it's just share with us about your friends and how that means that the kind of friends that you have, there are people who you guys you have relative ideals as it well. You guys, your mindset is quite similar. The way you think, they also think likewise and all of that. And the Bible was saying something about that. If a wise man, how does the Bible put it again? Like he that walk with the wise shall be wise, right? So that means that if you are a wise person, you are most likely going to work with another wise person. So if you're a wise person and then we look at your friends and then they are just bunch of fools, as the Bible puts it, that means that it's just a matter of time you eventually, adjust yourself, your ideals to actually accommodate them into your space. And before you know it, you also turn a fool like they are. So that's why it's very, very important that you ensure that while you're choosing your friends, you don't just choose people randomly, but you get to choose people, based on relative ideals. That's fantastic there. All right, so taking it a step further now about your friends, is there some time or some moments whereby your friends that come true for you, because some people have the question like, I don't want friends in my life, I don't need friends in my life, probably because of some advanced stories or past experiences, all of that. Our friends have broken their hearts, they have really dirty experiences with friends, right? So but for you now, so has there been that moment that you just like, "Oh, thank God for this friend in my life," have you had that kind of moment you want to share with us?
Yes. During the same SS1.
Okay.
Yes, when I
There's one has to be a lot for you.
yes, when I first came to the school, I didn't want to mingle,
Yeah.
but since we were going the same way, the same road home, yes, so we're like, oh, we're in the same class. So, oh, we're in the same class, let's go together. So, little by little, we were able to mingle. And when we wanted to write Y, yes, I did not want to write Neko,
Okay.
but she told me that I should merge both in case this one was not don't work well, this one would and the other one work well. So there are sometimes that when I feel down, they will encourage me now, level up a bit.
Wow.
And the same thing with them, vice versa too. Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. I like that part that you have friends that can actually influence you to make right decisions academic wise. So that's fantastic. Thank God for such friends. And of course, you've written your WAHEC and
Yes.
NECO now. So
Yes.
did it maybe there was a compliment
Yes.
of both exams?
Yes.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. If you had not written NECO, probably you would have right to write that one heck and all of that. Thank God for such friends. Thank God for such friends in our life. And then, I mean, bless you, you are really sharing a lot, even though what you are sharing is quite, concise, but I think it's very, very weighty. That we need friends in our life that can support us to do things that we might not have even done ourselves, might not have even have thought of doing those things ourselves. But because of just an advice from a friend, a counsel from a friend, just a push from a friend, we get to do those things, and then after a while, we realize that those things eventually turn out to be the best decisions of our lives. That's fantastic. All right, so taking it a step further as well now. So there are some friends to, like you mentioned now, some friends that they love themselves in the hotel, like you mentioned. So what do you think about such friends? Why do you think you can't relate with such people? Why do you think you can't have those people as your friends? Of course, why?
Thank God that I'm an introvert, so I don't really mingle a lot.
Okay. Okay. If
The
you
way
were, let's flip it now. If you were an extrovert, what do you mean you will mingle with them?
no, because of the way my mom trained me. So
Okay. So you're saying that the basic reason why now is because of your home strain.
yes,
Okay.
yes. And the way I see them, they don't, how will I put it? They are not serious about some certain things. They feel like enjoyment is everything. They compete among themselves, and when one of them do wrong, they don't correct. They instead like try to encourage the wrong a lot. It
Wow.
has happened a lot of times. So even if somebody joined them, they were like, "No, it's right. It says no, no. You have to know. She's right. No." But it doesn't really make sense.
Wow, wow. I see. I see. Okay. Yeah. So, I got that part, right? I got that part out there. Thank God for mom, right? So, well, so some people really do not have the privilege that we have of having a proper home training whereby our parents, teach us, okay, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do, and all of that. But for we that have the privilege of being trained by parents, that's cool. But speaking about some people out there who do not have the privilege that we have, and they want to actually lead a good life, they want to be good persons, godly as it were, but they don't have the privilege to be trained by good parents like we have. So, what do you think, about such person? What do you think they can do to ensure that they didn't get themselves involved with bad friends? It's popped on. All right, so blessing, nice to have you here with us today. All right, so blessing, we had a discussion today, and it's basically about friendship. Right. So, if I will ask you, Blessing, do you have a friend, or do you have friends, or do you have someone you call my friend? Because I think it's a difference between just saying, okay, that's a friend, oh, that's my friend. So, do you have someone in the people in that category?
Yes,
Okay, please share with us.
there are. I have a lot of. It's not a
You have a
lot.
lot.
Like
Okay.
few,
Okay.
few friends. They match my type of energy,
Oh,
or
wow.
like the contrast, but it's like a
If I may ask you, what kind of energy do you have?
I'm an introvert,
Oh, an introvert.
while they are extroverts, introverts.
Okay.
Yes. So
So
they
you think an extrovert energy matches with your.
no, like they mix in a way.
Okay.
Yes,
The way they complement each
yes,
other. I see.
yes. So the way they act before I became their friend, we met in SS1.
Okay.
Yes, and
And all of that.
I feel like they should follow the right crowd
Okay.
instead of the wrong set of people. They
Mm.
should find people that contrast with their energy, that try to defend the right path
Mm.
instead of going the wrong way. And the fault is mostly with the parents.
Mm.
And instead of trying to improve on that wrongdoing that they always tread on, they should instead try to find the right people in the right crowd. If they go to uni now,
Mm.
they should look for those that are serious,
Mm.
those that take their life as their Christian life as a priority, those that do not mingle with some set of people that like to party, that don't feel like this thing is not serious right now, I can do it later, or those kind of things.
That's the kind of people that we should be friends with. And I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's fantastic. All right. So, as we wrap up, what was one thing you want to say to people who are out there who are actually, involved in bad friendship, as it were? I mean, because we are emotional beings. So, you know that this person, we are not really, there's not something relative about us. I am a different person entirely. I'm a child of God. But this friend of mine, probably by circumstance, we became friends. Maybe we are both roommates or something like that, or classmates. And then I am just tired with this person, even though I want to break up. I want to leave the person, but I can't because I'm emotionally tied. So, what's your recommendation to such people?
I feel like they should try to stay clear.
Okay.
The kind of stay clear is little by little. If person is like it's influencing you to go out at night or these club parties,
Mm,
to be like, no, I don't want to go today. And little by little, as you're saying that no, to now reflect in the attitude and slowly you start yourself from that kind of friend. And that's how the improvement will start little by little.
so you should start distancing yourself,
Yeah.
detaching yourself from that kind of friend. But what if in the case whereby you know that you should distance, but you are finding it almost difficult? You are realizing that you are also getting accommodating to that kind of lifestyle of that friend. Like before you know it, you start behaving like them gradually because there's this saying of I will change my friend and I will change her to become a better person. And before you know it, your friend is already changing to become a bad person like they are. So what do you think that person can do in that case whereby they realize that I'm already becoming like this friend that I hate, that I don't not hate. I'm already becoming like this friend that I don't like, their character. So what should that kind of person do?
Just like set a few boundaries
Okay.
that can help you to start yourself with that kind of friend.
Mm.
Boundaries like I can't I'm not compelled to say no if this person asks me to do something, but you should like help yourself, give yourself that strong will to be like, no, I'm not going today. I can't do this today. I can't wear this one today. I have to wear this. I have to wear that. Yes.
Okay, so that boundary, there should be that strong boundary, like no, I do want to do this, and that boundary should be sponsored by a conviction,
Yes. Strong will.
like no, by a strong will, of course. And I think to add to that as well, that person should really, 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 depend on God to help them because that kind of case, that's not just the devil is also after that person as it were to also ensure that the person gets converted back to unrighteousness. And then while the person is trusting God for strength to be able to put those boundaries and stay with those boundaries, the person should also speak probably, with mentors, with people who have experiences in that regard, so that they can be able to counsel the person and give the person specific instructions as to how to navigate, that kind of situation. So that because you have to be unapologetic about it, no matter how much you like that friend, you can't just be like, okay, I will change the person, I will change the person. And before you know it, you're already doing those things that you've been criticizing all the while. So before it gets to that, if your boundary that you set are not working, you are already breaking your principle by yourself, then you should speak to a mentor so that mentor, that person can give you specific instruction and counsel as okay, do this, okay, do that, or maybe just have to just call the friendship entirely. So that's a fantastic insight from you, Blessing. Thank you so much for your time today. I mean, we had amazing for such a rich conversation we have here with Blessing. All right, so you are at home listening to us wherever you are. Like so, friendship is very, very important. Friendship is very, very instrumental to us becoming all that God will have us become. Right. So the Bible says that two are better than one. So regardless of you can't do life alone, quote unquote, you need a friend to spur you to growth. You need a friend to keep you accountable with destiny, with purpose. But you should be that friend, and that friend will come naturally to you as long as you keep being that friend. So thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that you've been blessed in one way or the other. And I believe you should share this video, with people out there, your friends, your colleagues, so that they can get, to be blessed like you are. Thank you so much and see you next time.